Alright guys, welcome back. Great times to be alive. We have the new leaks. We know that the new Blue Eye support cards are actually coming in the next pack. This is crazy. I think not a lot of people were expecting this. Some people even commenting in the commentaries that they are expecting the Blue Eyes cards to come next anniversary, which definitely would not have been that crazy of a thought. Then again, that would have been very late, but I would never have expected them coming in the next pack. I recently made a video about the new Blue Eyes Primite deck that has just been released in the TCG, so the structure deck came out I think last Thursday, and we are playing it together with the Primite cards. We will talk about the Primite cards in a second here because we unfortunately know that they are not coming in this pack, but Dkayed said that they are coming soon, which means probably within the next packs. This is very nice. The Primite engine will be the best way to play this deck in my opinion. I have played this deck a lot throughout the last days, and I will make a video tomorrow talking about what I think will be the best supporting engines for Blue Eyes. You can obviously also play pure if you want to, but I think there are better options. This is a control engine here, the Primite engine, which is very strong with this Omni Negate drill beam that can reset every turn for free to the field, will not get banished. Super strong, but we can play some other interesting engines if we are playing Blue Eyes, but I will show you this in the video tomorrow. So which cards are we actually getting? We are getting all of it. The first one being Maiden of White, and some of them are better, some of them are worse. Maiden of White definitely a very strong one. We can only use second, first, and third effect of this card's name once per turn. Third effects already, this is already crazy. You can send this card from your hand to your field or the graveyard, or the field to the graveyard, hand or field to the graveyard for cost. Place one True Light from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell trap zone. This is really strong since you can also place this True Light from the graveyard. If it gets destroyed, you can just go Maiden of White and replace it. Extremely strong. True Light, extremely important card for the deck. If you special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. Also strong because this is a level 1 tuner that you can then use to go into Spirit with the Eyes of Blue, or Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. This one I meant the level 9, so extremely strong, but collides with the Spirit with the Eyes of Blue, which I had the situation often. This card says that you can only special, or you cannot special summon monsters except dragon monsters, and there were some instances where I was wondering why I couldn't summon the Maiden. This was because I had Spirit on the field still. And then when a card or effect is activated that targets this card on the field, or when this card is targeted for an attack, quick effect, you can special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon or one level 1 tuner from your graveyard. Also strong, but definitely does not come up that often. Then again, you can combine this with the new Neo Kaiser Seahorse, which says you can target one light tuner monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1, and then you can chain the Maiden of White to basically summon a Blue Eyes or level 1 tuner for free. So Maiden, extremely strong card, definitely a 3-off. Then we have a Roar of the Blue Eyes Dragon. This is only a 1-off. You can only use first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment in defense position, but you can only special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon with this effect if you do not control it. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except dragon monsters. So locking us on the extra deck here, but summoning a Blue Eyes. Importantly, this can also summon a Blue Eyes from the banishment, so if the Blue Eyes gets banished, you can resummon it. The deck is playing 2 Blue Eyes in basically any list. 2 is actually quite fine, especially because of the trap. We will talk about this in a second here. But if they banish one of your Blue Eyes, that can be quite bad, so it's nice that we can get it out of the banishment once again. Unfortunately, this is summoning in defense position, which letting us choose would be better. And then second, you can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as material, including a Blue Eyes monster. You can make the Tyrant Dragon with this Tyrant Dragon insane card, which can reset trap cards and can attack each opponent's monster once. So very strong here. Then we have one of the best cards, the Ash Blossom target wishes for Eyes of Blue, definitely a 3-off, probably will be an ultra rare together with the Maiden, I assume. It says discard one card for cost, a bit unfortunate since if you get Ash, then you definitely have lost a lot of cards. Add one level 1 light tuner and one spell trap that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand, except this one here. It's important to note that you need to add both, otherwise you can't add any. This is very strong since this can add the starter, which would be the Sage with Eyes of Blue. We can also add a Maiden, and a lot of cards can do this actually in the Brewers deck, can add an Effect Veiler, which is actually very strong, especially if you have already access to your Maiden and your Sage. And then secondly, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Blue Eyes White Dragon card you control. Equip one Blue Eyes monster from your extra deck to it as an equip spell that gives it 400 attack. This is actually cool because what you can do here is you can use this one, the Neo's Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, can equip it to a Blue Eyes Dragon and then can just make a Tyrant Dragon by contact fusing with the Blue Eyes that is equipped with a card, since the Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon needs a Blue Eyes White Dragon monster plus one Dragon monster. Or you can also attribute a Blue Eyes White Dragon that is equipped with a fusion monster. So this can be accomplished by this new card here, the Wishes for Eyes of Blue. And then also if this gets in the graveyard, this is a targeting negate for your Blue Eyes cards. So this is not only a good search card, but also has a very good second effect. Then we have the very strong trap card, Majesty of the White Dragons. You can only use first and second once per turn, show up to 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons from your hand, face up field and or graveyard. So in the normal deck, this will be 2, and then destroy that many cards your opponent controls. This is extremely strong, and you will also be able to reset this via your Tyrant Dragon. Definitely a powerful card. It's a one-off. If you want to play a pure version, then you would play more, I guess. And then secondly, you can banish this card from your graveyard, ritual summon one ritual monster from your hand by attributing Blue Eyes White Dragons from your hand or field whose total level exactly equal the level of that ritual monster. Doesn't really come up in the optimal build, but you could obviously play it so that you could also use the second effect. Then we have the new Link 1, which is very strong. You can go into this with a level 4 or lower Dragon or Spellcaster monster. In this deck, this would be Effect Veiler. This is the Sage with the Eyes of Blue. Maiden can go into it. And also your Primate Dragon Ether Barrel, which unfortunately we don't have the Primate cards right now, but this will be possible in the future. It says, if this card is link summoned, you can take one Mausoleum of White from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. You will want to add this field spell to your hand, this one here, that you can also then use to target your Link 1 and send one of your Blue Eyes into the graveyard. This is nice. You want to have them in the graveyard since this guy can also resummon them. We will read this in a second, but this also makes your trap live. Then secondly, you cannot special summon monsters except dragon monsters. It's a lock, but only as long as this card is on the field. And then you can tribute this card for cost, which is always nice. Special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your hand or graveyard, but if you special summon an effect monster from the graveyard, it cannot attack. Also, its effects are negated. So you can use this to search the field spell. The field spell can then dump a Blue Eyes. The Blue Eyes can then be revived with the spirit with the Eyes of Blue. And if you have a Maiden in the graveyard, then you can resummon her to go into Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, which can tag out in the new boss monster, the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, which is the next card we are going to take a look at. A super strong card, which we can make via the Spirit Dragon. Just use the effect, tag out into this. Your opponent cannot banish cards from your graveyard. This is nice. You're protected from Bestials because there are a lot of good Bestial targets in this deck. Maiden of White, Blue Eyes White Dragon. And then when a card or effect is activated on the field, quick effect, you can negate the activation. Very important, negate is the activation, not the effect. So it's bad for Blended Fusion because then you could, for example, activate it again. And if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. So it's an on-field Omni negate. And then third, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one light dragon monster from your graveyard, except this one, which is very important because you will end up on your Spirit Dragon, and the Spirit Dragon says during either player's turn you contribute this Synchro Summon card, special summon one Light Dragon type Synchro monster from your extra deck in defense position, so our new end boss monster here. But it also says that we need to destroy it during the end phase. So the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon will destroy the new boss monster during the end phase, but this one will then be able to activate the third effect and just resummon the Spirit Dragon from the graveyard, which is insanely strong. And then we have the last card here, the Neo Kaiser Seahorse. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card, name each once per turn. You can also use this, by the way, to make the Link 1, but this is definitely the worst card of them all. I think this and the Roar of the Blue Eyes, these are not that great. If you control Blue Eyes with Dragon, you can special summon this card from your hand. That's nice. It's also a tuner. You can target one light tuner monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1. This is, I guess, most important for this Maiden of White interaction that I just told you about. And then if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send one Blue Eyes monster or one monster that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to the graveyard. This can definitely be nice. You could send a Jet Dragon if you want to play it. Most meta relevant lists do not play a Jet Dragon, but you could. But you can also just send a Blue Eyes in order to make your trap live. Also in order to make True Light be able to summon Blue Eyes from the graveyard. So very, very strong support that we are getting. But as we already said, unfortunately, we are not getting the Primate engine. But I will make a video tomorrow talking about what I think will be the best replacement engines until we get the Primate stuff. I think that you can run a list like this. It looks basically like this. Then you go minus the Ether Barrel, minus the Lordly Load, and minus Drill Beam, so minus 7 cards, and then we don't have the Dominus Purge. But we might get this card. But with one of the engines that I think is good, we won't be able to play this. So you go -7 cards here, and then you put in another engine, and then you can just play this deck. I think it will be very, very strong. We can also see a potential option here that was played in the TCG over the weekend. Here's the Jet Dragon, by the way. I saw a version with, okay, we are loading, with Fiendsmith, actually. Not quite sure where this version is. Maybe the Fiendsmith stuff was in the side deck. I saw a Blue Eyes version with Fiendsmith, and I think this is also an option that you could go ahead, just play this deck together with Fiendsmith. Definitely possible. This was a deck played in the TCG, if I remember this correctly. Maybe it wasn't the OCG then, or maybe it wasn't played at all. But yeah, normally you're playing this with a Primate engine, but as I already said, tomorrow I will show you some other ways to play the Blue Eyes deck. You can also play it pure, as I already said. But now let me know in the comments what you think of these news. Are you excited for the cards? I definitely am. I think this will be very expensive, so save your resources, I guess, if you have not already paid them in the anniversary. Konami might want us to buy the packs, basically, the offerings, but this is okay. It's really cool that we are getting this right now, and then also the Primate cards in the near future. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing, hitting a thumbs up and the notification bell. And guys, we will see each other in the next one.